Absolutely. Hey, I know that guy. Hey, man, I've never done live before, so I have no idea how this works. So, forgive me if I'm a caveman, but doing some thick bar dumbbell stuff. Orange fat grip with a 70, blue fat grip with a 95. Work up to my Stanwix 138. Then I'm gonna have this big one, but who knows how that's gonna go? Probably not great. What's up, man? So, yeah, this is either gonna go great or horrible for my ADHD. We'll see. So just warming up now with some thick bar dumbbell stuff, and I need to do some more workshopping on thick bar dumbbell lifting. Axle and thick bar dumbbell is definitely different in terms of how you position the hand. So. What's up, guys? So, yeah, this is the garage gym. No music, no noise. Wife and son are inside. Just me messing around. I'm not going to show it, but I'll post some videos later. I did some arm wrestling pronation and rising stuff, and no idea how it turned out. But I know a guy who's pretty big into arm wrestling said he would show me the ropes, so tested out some of that for him. Yo, what's up, man? Hey everybody. So, believe it or not, iron and steel is pretty porous, so if you don't warm it up, it's not going to go right. But warming up the handles, getting some chalk on there. Just going to try to re-chalk it after had some coworkers messing with it. Sweaty hands, no chalk at work, and now it's bare, so I got to start all over. Obviously my Dr. Robotnik outfit, so. Doesn't feel too bad. 138 Stanwix strength equipment dumbbell, 2 3/8 inch handles, so it's the size of a soda can. Just warming it up a bit. Gonna attempt this bad boy today. 173 pounds soda can handle. I said I wouldn't take any of the weights off until I got to a point where I could lift it. So, guys, forgive me. I've never done a live before, so I wouldn't know how to reply to any questions other than just saying stuff. But I don't know. If you got nothing going on, you want to watch me lift stuff, hopefully you have fun. Generally want it to be right under the shoulder, not necessarily center under the body, or it'll swing. So. Some notes over here. So guys, basically I write everything on my board, and I'm not good at logging. I have ADHD, so, and not like the trendy kind. I have the doctor diagnosed life got significantly better when I got medicated kind. So what I'll do is I'll write stuff in the moment on my board, and then I just snap a picture with my phone, and I just have a little folder on my phone called workouts. And so I just don't ever look at them again, but you know, maybe in the future, if I never need to look up what my weight jumps were, what my weight caps were, how my warm-ups went, strategizing for comps, I might look at it that way. So but usually I just take a picture and then never see it again. Right now I'm trying to workshop where I want to stand with these things. They're so heavy compared to your body weight. So kind of going straddle stance, handle off the back hip, in front of the shoulder, so that when I bend over, the shoulder's over the top of the hand. Kind of want this foot maybe in line with the front of the bell. Again, a lot of this stuff, any kind of lifting, but especially grip lifting, is just standardization. Silverback on here will tell you, right? That's definitely part of it. So. I'm not going to lift other ones that much, but just going through the motions, trying to warm up the entire muscle, make sure the shoulder, bicep, arm, everything's working good. Just warm it up. So 138 pound Thomas inch replica. It's 2 3/8 inch handle, so about soda can, size of an energy drink can handle. Solid. Biggest issue with these are spinning. It's really hard to stop it from spinning if you don't have enough wrist strength or finger strength to hold on. So a lot of what I'm doing today is figuring out how I want to stand over it. Also how I want to get my thumb cranked down onto it to stop the spinning. So I'm treating it more like that Saxon pinch that you see in a lot of the videos. So maybe one more warm-up set, and we might try to do a few pulls on this thing. Starting to try to get a bit more aggressive with it now that I'm warming up. So, alright guys. The other hard part about ADHD is if I'm not careful, I'm going to go way too fast. So, while we're hanging out for a second, who's got a question? I don't know. How does this work? Silverback Strength's never done a live feed either. It could be fun. I don't know. I like to see if maybe it'll increase my views, but it's hard to really say. There's one person, so Gregory Bell Guard Edits, Bellegarde Edits said, "Yo, what's up, man? Look at me, true YouTube guy talking to the fucking camera. Just be glad I'm not shirtless, guys. You have to deal with this dang body hair PR I got going on." Is that a better view? What do you like better? Huh? I see it from here. There you go. Welcome to my garage. Now 0. Oh, it's terrible. Hey, thanks, man. So, believe it or not, arms aren't something that I actually train a lot of. Yeah, I've got a lot of time lifting in my past, but with grip, so much of grip strength is forearm, bicep, and shoulder. that as long as I'm training my grip pretty regularly, doing lots of rows, doing heavy thick bar pushing, I'm actually kind of here to say that arms actually develop pretty well if you just do grip strength training. You don't even have to do a lot of curls. If you were to check out some videos from a couple days ago, I actually did 165 barbell curl for 4. So, about to give this thing a shot. Grip's not always easy to predict. Just because I didn't lift it the first time, sometimes you get more warmed up, starts to work better. So this is a 173 pound trainer dumbbell, handles the size of a soda can. So this is just basically a DIY version of the Thomas Inch dumbbell. Good old 4 strips there. when they get that heavy, it's really important that you get your hand on there just right. That's kind of what I'm working on right now. Is I've lifted the Thomas inch dumbbell, but it's kind of just by accident. Sometimes I've gotten it, sometimes I can't, which means I can do it. Just don't know what I'm doing right and wrong in those moments to get it done. So who knows, right? But yeah, no, it's just this is grip lifting. Just a lot of messing around, testing it out. Do a couple more, maybe one more assisted rep with each hand, and then go back down to this thing. I think part of it for me is I just like the shape better. It's kind of hard to fit my hand in this one, so. Assisted reps are still time under tension, guys, so it counts. So I didn't think this was going to go very far today, so 1 or 2 more sets with this, and then I'll probably switch to the V-bar. So if you guys want to see the V-bar, grandfather clock, the Grip Genie hilt. If you guys want to see some, I'll put it modestly, if you want to see some pretty high level lifting on this thing, I'm pretty good at these. Stick around. If we get above, let's say 20 people, I'll switch over to this soon and start pulling on this thing. So hang in there. Ask somebody to come watch it so you can see old Hunter Heath in Denver, North Carolina. Start cranking out some pretty good numbers on this thing. You can do some tricks with this. So a reverse grip, it's pretty difficult. I'm always big on symmetry, guys. I hate the idea of training one hand or one side different than the other. here's a promise for y'all. I'm gonna stop checking. If you're watching it, awesome. I'm gonna stop coming over. I'm gonna stop going past this point right here. If you got questions, feel free to ask. I'll look at them later or something. I'm gonna stop talking to this thing, stop looking at it, and just gonna start pulling some weights. Have fun watching, don't watch. I don't care. So 100 pounds. So a guy named Chris Tracy get his grip tools seasoned up pretty good with this, I don't know, Indian burn technique. I don't know what you call it. Just know it worked. Getting the chalk worked in there. Chalk's a part of gripsport, guys. Chalk makes it easier. No, it doesn't. It's freaking hard. Might help you from slipping a bit, but one-handed deadlift's fucking hard. Excuse my language, doesn't really matter if you got chalk. .46. It's a pretty easy way for me, so I've stick around. I've got some pretty good numbers on this before. Sorry guys. Can't rush grip. It's mostly tendons, CNS. It's not a lot of muscle in your hands. What you are using is pretty small, so it doesn't recover as fast. If you deplete it, it takes a second. I mean, 4, 5, 6 minutes maybe in between high intensity sets. So, and this is low rep stuff. This isn't necessarily high volume unless you were training for a medley. So, this is my time of year though. I'm hot natured, so. It's about 55 degrees in here and I'm sweating. So it's even colder outside and I'm about to open the garage door just so I can get some fresh air. I'm gonna do that now, so actually. Forty-six, 46, 190, 192. So. Get my feet set up. Loud, but I don't care. So 46 times 3 is 100. 6 times 3. 238. So, pretty good number. I mean, I want to make sure I seem modest, but yeah, 238 is good. This is actually when I started competing. This is one of the events that I did in my very first grip competition, and I got I think 2nd in the country, 4th in the world for my weight class with this size handle. So a little bit different implement. It was one solid piece, not with the carabiner, but yeah, no, it's just you know, one of those things I was pretty good at. So you are going to see me doing that a lot between my job, which is working at a desk, and all this grip lifting. Neck gets pretty tight. So, no, I don't have Tourette's. I don't know if you'd call it a tick, but I do this shit a lot. It's tight back there, but yeah, you know, health and wellness, fitness coach, strength and conditioning coach for firefighters and police officers. That's what I spend a lot of my time doing. I know what you're thinking. I don't have abs, but the ideal body for a peak male performance doesn't have abs. So if it was, strongmen would have them. CrossFitters do. I know they do, but I don't care. So. too much chalk. Sometimes it can be a bit of a science to getting some of this figured out, right? Too much chalk, especially on a vertical lift, right? Too much chalk makes it slippery. I've got pretty dry hands naturally, so I don't need to. Still learning to not overdo it out of habit. Give that a shot. It's not too bad. I've been training V-bar a lot in a while, so it's kind of one of those things where if you're feeling good, you're feeling fresh, it turns on, works for you, but it's not guaranteed to if you're not having a great day, or I'm training at 7 o'clock at night. So I've had a full day of 1 hour commute each way to where I work in Charlotte, and then sit during the day. On the days I'm not sitting, I'm driving to fire stations or police stations. So, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't, but some days I feel good, some days I don't. It's the third session of the week, and I also maxed out on 3-inch sacks on Monday. Tried to do a 1 rep max as heavy as I could go with the 2-inch sacks on Wednesday. Obviously nothing on Thanksgiving, so this is kind of one of those things where if you spend a couple weeks on it, you don't even have to go that heavy, and things will start picking up, right? They'll start building just from the nature of getting your wrist to it, used to it, right? So maybe do a couple more here. We would all love to hit PRs all the time, but the reality is it's not usually how it goes. So you guys are actually watching how I work out, which is whatever the hell I feel like it, and I don't care. So I do have a general overall strategy for the weeks and months, which is pretty intuition based. If I feel like it's been a while since I've done pressing, I'll do pressing. Legs, I'll do legs. Shoulders, I'll do shoulders, but I don't really have a weekly set schedule of what I do. Sometimes I press the whole week, sometimes I deadlift the whole week, sometimes I do nothing but grip for a whole month. I don't care, guys. Training should be fun. So I'm not trying to turn this into one of those channels, but if it is, then so be it. You should have fun. My wife and son are inside. I just got home from a long day. So if I'm going to be out here instead of in there, I've got to make it count in more ways than one, which is one, I've got to be healthy and strong. That's what dad strength is all about. 2, I like to post this content for other people so that I have some sort of positive impact. 3, it needs to be enjoyable. So if I'm going to be tired and sore and beat up, missing out on that, just getting home from this, it's got to be a good time. So, and I have fun doing this. So as soon as I stop having fun with an exercise, I just move on to the next thing. I don't love it. We'll do something different. Perks of having your own gym in your house. You can do whatever the hell you want to when you want to. Cheat code. Thinking of something to do. I'll check it just because I don't really care too much. Look at that. 10 whole people. Perfect. Cool Ken, when I become a dad, I hope for this. Yeah, dude. Dads. That's what being dad's all about. Sleeper build. You gotta be big enough that people know not to mess with you. Hairy enough that people start asking questions about what you really might be. I'm gonna start a new movement, and it's called Stop Shaving Your Body Hair. If I have a silverback gene, if I have a gorilla gene or a caveman gene, I ought to embrace that. Let's stop shaving. Who cares, right? Be hairy. Cool Ken 23. If you start growing dad hair, keep it. Guys, so 49.6. You want to call it 50, you want to call it 49, whatever. 138 dumbbell. So this is what I love about this stuff. Half the fun is lifting it. The other half is figuring out how I want to orient it to even lift it, to do a combo, hoping that somebody will like it. So if I went, and you want people to be able to see it, 49, 138. So I would go here, here, so I go here, check. Y'all ready for this? Let's see. Shirt on or shirt off? I don't know. You shirt off. Okay. Getting hot anyway. Good. Now we're going to try it from the other side, I guess. Don't worry about my feet. I don't even worry about my feet. Just worry about the feet. Ouch. Should we add 5 pounds? Too much. I don't care. here's a cool thing. Part of what I think dad strength should mean is if I want to do something, anything on the spot, I think dad strength is not looking like it, right? But being able to perform, maybe you're thinking like to protect your family, save your family, you just can't. Hold on back, guys, start warming up and stuff. So you gotta be very diverse with your ability, so no warm up. It's only a 70-pound dumbbell, but 3-inch handle. 3-inch handle's hard enough to make my ears ring. Right, so that's tough. Come on, nobody likes me? Gotta be honest with you guys, this isn't the kind of workout day where things are all exciting. But maybe I'll do another live on a day. I do, maybe somebody comment, do you want to see me do another live on some Saxon deadlift or some axle deadlift? I'll even do it with the fuzz out. I don't know, guys. Like I said, it's all pretty random, so I'll just do some shoulders. All right, listen guys, when you're doing shoulders, go thumbless, wrist down, side laterals. Two-way lateral. Way 1, way 2, right? Direction 1, reps, direction 2, reps. As a health coach, strength coach, when I'm programming for fire and police, I always include this exercise. Dumbbell, two-way lateral raise, side and rear, thumbless, wrist down. This is better for your shoulders, health-wise, and for shoulder growth than anything you're gonna do with like a massive military press. Pay attention to how I do it, don't go too high. So. It's nice short little pulse movements, right? There's a little bit of swinging, but that's okay. The goal is I'm working the shoulder at the top. You don't need super crazy reps or super heavy reps, but I do think you should do more volume. Sets of 15, 20, maybe even 30, especially when you get to the rear delts. Again, guys, I kind of do it different. Upright, not so bent over. Imagine kind of how Ronnie Coleman used to do it. Just enough to squeeze that rear delt. They're gonna get pretty pumped that way, so I'm gonna give it a second to rest. couple more sets, and then I don't know, might call it a night. Hang out with my son. We're going to Great Wolf Lodge tomorrow. Not nearly enough people watching me to make it worth it. One more of these and I'm gonna go down. It's 25s, but the way I like to do them, you don't need a lot of weight. Play with the angles, guys. You don't have to be a robot. You can do it this way, you can do it this way, you can do it this way. The main thing is the angle that we're moving the arm at the shoulder joint. You can track the grid out. Let's see. Oh man, 5, just like that. Yeah, I get closer to the camera and people start cutting out. I don't. Look, we'll put the little saddle sausages there. Cool. All right, guys. Can you 5 people see this thing? This is a grip tool. So, Sport Grips Revolution 2.0, the Sidewinder. Tension. knurled, feel free. All right, guys. Hey, someone do me a favor. Can I see the questions? This will be part of my character. Someone do me a favor. Ask me a question about strength training or programming for strength and conditioning. Go. Somebody ask me a question. Hurry. Hurry. I'm going to sit here and do the sidewinder thing. Somebody ask me a question. I always think of like Olive Garden. I think those guys got some good grip. Nobody wants to ask me a question? Ask me one question and I'll stop. Come on, guys. I'll have to start this again at some point. So listen, let me be real with you. I've come too far. This is not my style. I've come too far. Somebody's gonna have to ask me a question. Somebody asked me a question. It's not a good light. I don't like it. Why is it when I walk away, more people come into the thing? I need someone to ask me one question about strength and conditioning, coaching, or programming, just so I can feel like I can comment to someone and then they respond. Can we do that? Can someone ask me one question? They have a question about strength programming, strength and conditioning programming, powerlifting, weightlifting, bodybuilding. You want to ask me about PEDs? You want to ask me about steroids or SARMs? Please? Somebody? Something. I don't care. Supplements? Somebody ask me. How does this work? Can I see? Nope, can't see shit. All right, somebody ask me a question. This has been sad. Come on. Start a poll. Q&A. Ask me about strength training and supplements. Ugh. Excuse me while I figure this out. How's that work? Start Q&A. Sure. Alright. Stupid. Alright. 0. Wow. 3. Any questions, guys? Strength training, strength and conditioning, programming, SARMs, PEDs, supplements. Anybody want to ask questions about grip training? That is kind of what I'm doing here. Anybody have a question about saddle sausages? Nobody? Nothing? 3 people. No one can type on, pretend like my fingers aren't blasted from training, from lifting. No one can type a question? I just appreciate Dylan Guevara saying your arms look insane. Okay? 4 people. No one can ask me a question? Come on, guys. Maybe I'm not doing this right. Maybe that's the problem. I'm going to tell myself that I'm not doing it right because no one wants to ask me a question. Something? Something? Let's see. Okay, here's a good topic. Nobody's going to ask me a question. I'll talk to y'all. Here's a good topic I've had with some of my health coaching clients lately, which is intensity is different from volume and weight, right? So we think about the training pillars, or I call it the 3 pillars of programming, right? I think of frequency, volume, and intensity, right? It's important that people realize that intensity is probably one of the biggest factors. So intensity can be a function of in like frequency and volume, right? So like put it this way, you can only have 2 of those 3 pillars at any given point. So what I mean by that is if you have the 3 pillars of programming, you have volume, you have frequency, and you have intensity, you can only ever have 2 out of those 3. So like if you have high frequency, high volume, it's going to be pretty low intensity or you're not going to survive, right? Maybe you'll make it a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's it. If you have high volume, high intensity, you're not going to be able to train very often. That's going to be a big, huge demand in a workout that if you're not careful, you can't repeat that again, right? And then you can imagine if you got a lot of frequency and a lot of intensity, you have to go fairly low volume, which is what I like to do. So I like to train often because it's fun, and I like to go heavy because it's fun. So the way that I accommodate for that or I account for that is that the volume piece for me, you won't really see me doing many high rep sets. Like my volume, most of my volume goes is on a warm up set. I might do 5 to 10 reps. But I think 10 would be pushing it, right? So like I'll do 5, and then I'll go to 3, and I'll go to 2 for a bit, then 1s, and I really live in the 1 to 2 rep range on a lot of my grip stuff because grip strength's very CNS intensive, so you can fire off really hard really quick, but only for a short amount of time before that power really starts to drop quick, right? So, and then you need a pretty decent recovery time between sets because again, this isn't muscle based, this isn't oxygen based, this is a lot of just neural drive, CNS firing. You have to be healthy, you have to be refreshed and recovered, you have to have honestly a bit of a chip on your shoulder when you're doing grip, because if you're being nice, it's not going to work, right? If you're in kind of a complacent mood, if you're in kind of a like a blah or just kind of a run down mood, skip the grip session. Don't even do it, right? Pick something else. Unless you go into it knowing that you're training in sort of a deprived state, and then you can count that as a metric, right? Guys, I might just start talking about this stuff because I just want to be nerdy. Everything you do in the gym can count towards your kind of chronological logging of workout progress as long as you account for the parameters, right? So there's a deadlift that's sumless. There's a deadlift that's 3, 4, 6 fingers, whatever. There's a deadlift in any of those categories where you have a belt or no belt, right? But you could even say, well, I have a belted thumbless deadlift without 1 day in between for rest from my previous workout, right? So that PR might be a different number than another PR, and that's okay. It might be lower because you're not as recovered, but it doesn't mean it's bad. So, whatever. Listen, guys, I'm going to do another one of these later, and I'm going to have a nerdy topic for y'all, if you've made it this far. I'm going to have a nerdy topic about strength and conditioning and strength programming, grip specifically, maybe. I'm going to think of something good, and I want you 2 folks to come back and engage with me, interact with me, and maybe we can make something out of this, right? Because I like lifting. I don't talk much, but what if instead, you guys actually learn something from me. How cool would that be? Maybe you'll learn something from me, right? All right, guys, so for right now, I'm gonna cool down with this bad boy. If you want one of these, check it out in my channel description, right? There's a code in there. You can get some money off. And yes, I do get a little bit of a kickback when you buy this. But realistically, this guy, save some money on it. It's expensive. Get it as a Christmas gift. But guys, this thing is awesome, right? You can crank this thing down pretty hard to where it starts getting real tough, right? That is definitely not a recovery tension, but you can make it pretty easy. This is an awesome thing to have on the go. And that's a good message for all you 0 people watching right now. See you later, all right? Check this out. We're gonna do this thing.